It's a daily show of conversations with the mayor and council, and we're talking about public safety. With the Rockville City Police Department having a new police chief, we're going to find out how RCPD is evolving under this new leadership, from protecting and serving our community to initiatives on traffic safety and bringing more community policing to our great city. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's start the conversation. Hey Rockville, I'm Councilmember Barry Jackson, and I'm excited to welcome you to the very first episode of Conversations with the Mayor and Council, which is a space we're creating to stay connected with you, the community. Each month, one of us will sit down with our hardworking community staff to give you an inside look at our legislative actions and the city's initiatives, programs, services, and events that are shaping our community. And today, we're talking about a very important topic: keeping Rockville safe. So, let the conversation begin. Joining me is Rockville City Police Department's new police chief, Jason West. Welcome, Chief.
Thanks for having me, Barry.
So before we dive in, let me tell everyone a little bit about you. So Chief Jason West took the helm of the Rockville City Police Department officially in June of last year, after serving as an interim chief for about 8 months prior. The chief is a 25-year police veteran, with 8 of those years serving with the Rockville City Police Department. His law enforcement experience spans special operations, criminal investigations, and service on several federal task forces focused on crime and drugs, and we're so honored to have him as chief of the police department. I know that was just a tiny bit of your history, but can you tell us more about it?
Sure, Barry. I always wanted to get into law enforcement. So when I was 18, I started with the state police. I was a cadet at the Scale House. And then I transferred to Frederick County, and I became a 911 dispatcher. You probably didn't know that.
Did not.
Did that for a couple of years. And then when I was 20, I went to the police academy, and I became a deputy sheriff with Frederick County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office in Frederick County is full service. We're like the county police there. I worked in patrol, major crimes, and I retired in the drug command. I was actually the commander there. And in 2017, I decided to further my career and come to Rockville City.
Let's talk about the Rockville City Police Department in general. Tell us about the department's mission, values, in protecting and serving our community.
So the foundation of the Rockville Police Department is community policing. Anyone that knows anything about our department sees our officers are out and about in the city all the time. We do a lot of events throughout the year, and it's about building and maintaining public trust. We work very hard at that. And we know that we can't sit back. That's something that's work every day when we come to work.
And we appreciate all of you and everything you do every day. So let's turn this conversation to talk about traffic safety in the city. Before we dive in, I want all of you to know that traffic and pedestrian safety is a priority of the mayor and council as we continue to support the city's Vision Zero plan, which was adopted in July of 2020. Now you're probably asking, what is Vision Zero? At its core, Vision Zero is all about making our roads safer for everyone. The goal is simple but powerful: to eliminate all traffic fatalities and severe injuries in Rockville. It's a big shift in how we think about traffic safety. Instead of viewing crashes as unavoidable accidents, Vision Zero looks at them as preventable public health issues. And that means we can take real steps to stop them before they happen. And Chief, the police department is doing just that. Can you tell us how RCPD is addressing the ongoing traffic and pedestrian safety concerns, and what actions the department is taking to improve them?
Yeah, of course. So we do see a lot of crashes in the city because we have a lot of traffic here. So our traffic enforcement unit focuses on areas of the city where we have high crash data and community complaints. They're the areas of the city we focus on. They're out there conducting enforcement, and it's not only enforcement, Barry, it's education. We want to educate the motoring public in the city about what we're doing, especially when it comes to pedestrian safety. It's not all about writing tickets. When we go out and do initiatives, which we do very often here in our city, we make contact with pedestrians. If we see pedestrians that maybe aren't doing things safely, we'll stop and make contact with them and give them pedestrian safety brochures. The whole purpose of what we're doing is to avoid crashes and to work to prevent them before they occur. I would much rather we be proactive than reactive.
Speaking of proactive, I know that you recently had training or a safety demonstration at elementary school with a bicyclist. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, of course. Our community services unit went over to Maryvale Elementary School and we put on a bicycle safety program. The program spanned several weeks. Our officers would go in and talk about roadway safety, being safe on a bicycle, wearing a helmet, the importance of reflectors, the importance of high visibility clothing. And then at the end of each one of those sessions, our officers would go out and essentially do little bicycle rodeos with the students. It was great.
No, it sounds great. So one more question. How is the department working with other agencies to fulfill this mission?
That's a great question. So just this year, we signed an MOU or a Memorandum of Understanding with the Maryland Transportation Authority Police. And some of our residents may wonder, who are the Maryland Transportation Authority Police? Well, they're a state law enforcement agency in our state, and they are tasked, one of their primary missions is traffic enforcement. And they patrol Route 200 here in Montgomery County. So we joined forces with them and gave them jurisdiction in our city. And people may wonder why we did that. Well, it's a force multiplier for us. We are doing extensive traffic safety initiatives in our city all the time. Not only is it Rockville City Police officers, it's Maryland Transportation Authority officers, it's Maryland State Troopers, and Montgomery County Police. So it's very important that we work with our allied partners so that we could, again, we go out and do these initiatives. It takes a lot of manpower. And as we work to put more of our own officers in our traffic unit, we can use the support of our partner departments.
To learn more about Rockville's Vision Zero initiative, head to our newly redesigned website at rockvillemd.gov and search for Vision Zero. There's a lot more ahead on Conversations with the Mayor and Council. Up next, we're shifting the conversation to community engagement. We'll be talking with Chief West about what our CPD is doing to strengthen community policing and build stronger connections across the city. That's coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back to Conversations with the Mayor and Council. We're here with Rockville City Police Department Chief Jason West. Chief, I'd love to talk to you about how we really made meeting with people where they are part of your department's culture.
So last year we had our first Neighborhood Safety Day at Main Street down off of Monroe. Great turnout. We had all of our partner agencies there to include the fire department. We partner a lot with the fire department. We have a great working relationship with them. Members of all parts of our city and community were at this event. It's a two-way learning street, Perry. The community got to come out and learn from our police officers. They got to see our equipment, learn what we do and how we work to keep them safe. But our police officers got to learn from the community. We got to learn about them and what they want to see from us and how we can help make them safer.
Let's talk about National Night Out, which, if people don't realize this, Rockville has, I think, one of the unique National Night Outs where we don't have one event. We have many different neighborhood events.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Most municipalities and jurisdictions across the area do one big event, and it's usually centrally located. What's special about Rockville is these events are all over our city, so individual neighborhoods will do these events, and they're out there with their neighbors, their friends and neighbors. So basically, it's an all hands on deck event for the police department, and we spread out all over the city. And I think that's what makes it special, because we're out there with folks that are their neighbors and their friends and their cookouts, and they welcome us. And I've said this many times, and I'll say it again here. You know, the Rockville City Police Department, we're very much embraced by our community. And that's what makes working here special, but the planning into that takes about a year.
Some of the other things you do, I know you do drug take-backs, you do it at the community centers.
So we're trying to spread out our community events so that everybody in our community has a chance to participate. Last year we did our 4th annual gun buyback, took in 303 firearms. Now the importance about that program is we make it safe and legal for our residents, and they don't even have to live in the city, to come in and safely dispose of unwanted firearms. It's a voluntary program. Believe it or not, it's so well embraced by our community. Some of the folks that came out, they get a gift card for turning in a firearm so that we can safely get rid of it. Some people donated those gift cards back, which was a pretty powerful moment.
No, it really, really was. Coming up next, Chief West talks about some new programs that the department has in the works for 2026. This is Conversations with the Mayor and Council, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with the Mayor and Council. We're here with Rockville City Police Department Chief Jason West. Chief, I'm going to go back a second to community engagement. I'm talking about the police ride-alongs, where you take a resident of Rockville around, and we get to experience what the police department and the officers experience every day. And
so a lot of people in our community are probably, they see police on TV, they've heard stories, but they don't know what our officers are doing every day. So we do have a ride-along program. They can find the information on our website. They can fill out the form, send it in. There's a brief check just to make sure that we know who's coming in to ride. You've done it many times. Our police officers love it. It gives everyone an experience where they can go out and see what we're doing. And a lot of people come back after those ride-alongs. They're like, wow, we didn't know that you did all of these things in your job. Our police officers could go from a call from a found wallet to a fight in progress. And I know you've experienced that, Barry, when you did our ride-alongs with us, but it is part of our community engagement. A lot of people think community engagement, what does that really mean? It's any interaction that we can have positively with our community. A traffic stop can be community engagement. Not everybody we stop gets a ticket. You know, we talk about community engagement. We recently put a new officer at Wooten High School.
Right.
What do they call them these days? They used to be SROs, now they're community engagement officers. And it's fantastic. The school community embraced the officer. The students love the officer.
The department is now fully staffed, and that is a really big deal.
So we are just one officer short. We are authorized 73 officers. We have 72, but that's okay because we have a whole lot of people that want to come work here. And that's a true testament to our city, the support we get from our mayor and council, our city leadership, and the high level of morale we see in our police department.
That is really, really awesome. Now that you've reached this new staffing level, what can the community look forward to in the new year? Are there any new programs or initiatives that are on the way?
Of course. We're expanding our K-9 program. We're going to add additional officers to our traffic enforcement unit. We're going to put 3 new officers in there, bringing that unit to 5 officers. Again, that's all part of Vision Zero, and we want to be proactive. We're also going to put in a new unit in our Special Operations Division, a street crimes unit, which is a plainclothes unit that'll be able to go out into our neighborhoods and really deal with the quality of life issues. Thefts of packages, thefts from motor vehicles. We know we see that a lot here in the city. This will just add to our capabilities as we continue to grow. And, our community is going to see some results.
Now, we're talking about these new programs. How are the officers feeling about them?
So the officers really enjoy it, and I'll tell you why. Not many people get into law enforcement where they go to a police department and they have to drive a marked patrol car for 25 years before they can retire. Younger officers, younger people that want to get into law enforcement want to go to police agencies where they have a lot of opportunity. It's been a long time since our staffing levels have been where they are now, Barry, and we're able to add new units, and instead of just coming here and being a patrol officer for 25 years, our new and upcoming officers can be detectives, canine handlers, plainclothes detectives, criminal investigators, school resource officers, or community engagement officers. It gives us a lot more opportunity internally. The officers love it.
Can you tell us about a new program with canines?
Yeah, of course. Very exciting for our police department. Just at the very end of last year, we acquired a bloodhound. So the Rockville City Police Department's never had a bloodhound. And if folks are wondering, what's a bloodhound do? What are you going to do with that, Chief? Bloodhounds are tracking dogs. And the reason we added that resource here in the city, we have a lot of children that go missing. We have a lot of vulnerable adults in our community that go missing, especially this time of the year in the wintertime, cold months. Time is of the essence. And with a bloodhound, a new resource, a new asset, we can deploy the dog. The dog's built for tracking, and we're hoping that we can save lives with that dog, because we have another canine who is a bomb dog.
Right.
He's a bomb explosive detection canine. And he is not made for community engagement. Everybody loves him, but he's not made for that.
So coming up, we're closing out this first episode of Conversations with the Mayor and Council with a special spotlight on the fire departments and EMTs who play a huge role in keeping our city safe. That's coming up next, so stay with us. Welcome back to Conversations with the Mayor and Council. Before we wrap up this first episode, it's time for the Conversation Spotlight. I got a chance to go one-on-one with Fire Chief Craig Lazar of the Rockville Volunteer Fire Department to get to know more about all the work these incredible people do to help keep Rockville safe. Hello, Chief Craig Lazar. Thanks for being here. Can you tell the residents a little bit about why you became a firefighter and what really ignited your passion for volunteering?
So I'm going to date myself a little bit here. So there was a show that came out in the early 70s, and right about the time that paramedics first started becoming a thing across the country, called Emergency. And that was my favorite show when I was a little kid. And I watched that show and didn't think anything of it, but I would watch that show every week. It was one of the first shows that I remember as a little kid, and I watched it till it went off the air.
So can you tell me a little bit about the RVFD? Like, how many stations do you have? How they staff? How many volunteers? And what probably people really want to know: do people actually live in the station?
All good questions. So I have to talk a little bit about Montgomery County and how the system works in Montgomery County as well. So Montgomery County is a combination system. It's the largest combination system in the country, meaning we have both career and volunteer firefighters that work side by side. Within Montgomery County, we are affiliated under the county system, but we are a separate, independent, or semi-independent, what we call LFRD, or Local Fire Rescue Department. There are 18 of them in Montgomery County, and Rockville happens to be one of them. Our original station is Station 3. We have 3 other stations that we are responsible for managing as well. That's Station 23 on Rollins Avenue, Station 33 out on Falls Road, and then Station 31 in North Potomac. Being a combination system, we have both career and volunteer firefighters who work side by side. All of our volunteers now are based out of Station 3 right here in downtown Rockville at Beale Avenue and Hungerford Drive.
So let me ask a question, because earlier we were talking with Chief West. How do you, your station, how do you work with the Rockville City Police Department and other agencies to keep Rockville safe?
So I will tell you that the working relationship we have, we fostered over a number of years, both with Rockville City as well as Montgomery County PD as well.
So, you mentioned volunteers, and it's fascinating to me, volunteers, they drop everything to come when their community calls. So can you share what roles your volunteers play when it comes to the RVFD?
We are a little bit different here in Montgomery County in that we actually have to be on the station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not all of those are covered by volunteer firefighters. That's what makes us a combination system. At Station 3, we have 14 spots that need to be covered around the clock. The one good thing about the volunteers you're going to find in Montgomery County as a whole, and especially at Rockville, is we are some of the most highly trained volunteers in the country. Our volunteers have to have the same training as our career firefighters, so that when somebody picks up the phone, they dial 911, the fire truck shows up, you may not know whether it's a career firefighter or a volunteer firefighter.
Now, we're talking about firefighters, but also you have EMTs. And so can you explain a little bit about the difference and also what the EMTs do?
So every firefighter in Montgomery County has to be an EMT. We are an all-hazard service here in Montgomery County. So we will go to EMS calls on an ambulance. Sometimes you're on a fire truck. Because we are an all-hazard service, we staff the EMS units as well. So everybody is also trained as an emergency medical technician.
What do you have going on? Like, what should people know about what you have coming up?
We, throughout the year, do a number of activities. The holiday season, we like to do Santa runs. We put Santa on a fire truck and we visit the community, which I know is one of our most popular events we do throughout the year. But
It's one of my favorites.
so in addition to doing that, we also do National Night Out, Memorial Day, Hometown Holidays. We are a big part of that. We provide EMS coverage for that event that probably gets, 10, 20, 30,000 people coming to the city of Rockville. We cover EMS for Rocktoberfest in October, always a fun event. We're there at the car show, both bringing antique apparatus for display at the car show as well as staffing a first aid tent there.
So if somebody wants to get involved or support the department, what's the best way to do so?
There are a number of ways that you can get involved. Obviously, the biggest way that is becoming an operational member, whether it's as an EMT or as a firefighter EMT. The issue there, of course, is not everybody can afford the number of hours that it takes to get the training. And we do provide that training. We have an academy here in Montgomery County, and we provide that training free of charge.
Well, thank you for the great information. Thank you for everything that you and the staff and volunteers do for the city. And thank you for keeping Rockville safe. Some great information there, and they're always looking for more volunteers. If you're interested in making a real impact in your community, consider joining the Rockville Volunteer Fire Department. You can learn more at rvfd.org. I think our conversation covered a lot. Do you agree, Chief?
I agree. Thanks for having me, Barry.
So why don't you tell everyone how they can keep up and learn more about the RCPD?
Yeah, so we'd like everybody to follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, X, Instagram, or they can check us out at www.rockvillemd.gov/police.
Thanks, Chief, and thank you all for joining us. Let's rise together and keep the conversation going. You can connect with us on social media, the City of Rockville on Facebook and Instagram, and on Rockville 411 on X. And check out our newly redesigned website. It's your digital door to Rockville. Head to rockvillemd.gov. And that's a wrap on the premiere episode of Conversations with the Mayor and Council. For Chief West, I'm Councilmember Barry Jackson. Until next time, Rockville.